We never planned to add parkour to this game. In fact, I fought against it until one 5-second clip flipped everything. And that moment sent us down a 500-day spiral of breakthroughs, mistakes, and one little rodent that unlocked everything. How far were we willing to push a system that we never meant to build? All building up to the biggest problem that every parkour game must face. Today, we need to lock in our system, and your input will decide exactly what kind of game we build. Okay, our game Tale's Edge is set in a dark, gritty world of shared fairy tales and folklore. You play as a teenage Red Riding Hood, raised by the huntsman who saved her, and taught to survive in the wilds. The vision was always simple, a grounded, gritty game set in a world of shared Grimm's fairy tales. Think Horizon and The Last of Us, but tighter. High-intensity combat, really great characters, and gameplay. But parkour was never on our radar. From day one, I told the team to just focus on the basics and get them right. And we were, too. But then Kyle sent me this clip right here. Damn you, Kyle. This janky, broken, pixelated screen capture changed the entire trajectory of our game. I remember watching it, pressing repeat over and over, seeing Red climbing trees and vaulting from branch to branch. I realized I was wrong. Like, completely wrong. I always saw parkour as a simple feature. What I wasn't thinking of, though, is that ideas are always exciting in the beginning, but shit gets real fast, especially when it's time to actually make something. I had no idea that such a small clip would add so much challenge for our team. Not to mention having to scrap the entire thing due to one glaring problem, but more on that later. Embracing parkour meant turning it into a true game pillar. But first, we had to understand what good parkour actually is. Not just like what you see and play in games, but the reason why obsessed streamers play and pick apart parkour games for hours. So I went down that rabbit hole, and the more I learned, the clearer it became. Parkour only works when the environment invites it. It requires purposeful level design with dense layouts, multiple routes, and the ability to move vertically. It all gives you a feeling that you choose your path, and you're not tied just to developer handrails. That's when I knew that Red shouldn't move like Aloy in Horizon, or a trained killer in Assassin's Creed. She's just not that graceful, and she's not polished. She's reactive. Our system was too clean. It felt wrong, and I was racking my brain trying to figure out what to do, until one day, last winter, I just stared out the window and I found my answer. Squirrels. The way they scramble, the way they misstep and recover. It looks chaotic, but it's essential to survive, and they have to be ready to escape at any point. And it all clicked. We didn't need long, elegant lines or steady climbing mechanics. Red should move in bursts, fast and explosive, and ultimately just be more fun. I brought the idea to the team, and they went nuts. Pun intended. They even suggested skill trees that could unlock more advanced movesets and more animal-inspired movement. This grounded our whole team's understanding of how Red moves through our world. Of course, this is also when reality hit me hard, like the technical challenges of making hundreds, even thousands of custom animations, dealing with blueprint jank and collision detection nightmares. Suddenly, instead of excitement, we were asking ourselves the hard questions. How far were we willing to push this? And at what cost? By now, half of our team wanted to run with this, but our production lead really wanted to crawl. And the thing is, they were both right. We were using these stock placeholder trees at first with thin branches that looked kind of weird. So the art guys really wanted to start designing something cooler. But like we've covered in other videos, you really want to make things look pretty last when you're making games to save your budget. So the team started building general tree-shaped blockouts for Red to run along, searching for the right combination of fun versus freedom. We were testing stuff like wall jumps and wall slides, eventually grabbing ledges and hanging. Turns out there's so many different moves with parkour systems, but there was also these moments of discovery that were really cool too. Like on the level design side, our tech artist Petar created tools that now allowed us to generate any kind of tree we want, where the branches are all chained together automatically. That's what the yellow lines are here. They show how she can move through different areas in the trees. This kind of tech is huge, which allows us to make really efficient levels. So we were all iterating constantly, tweaking metrics like branch height and jumping distances, all to figure out what works best, and we were feeling pretty good about it. And then we did our first playtest. It did not go well. Let me introduce you to a word that I've come to understand well over the past year: jank. This is where nothing really lines up right. Nothing feels right. And then you try to fix it, but then something else breaks. We had a lot of jank. I mean, look at this. No one's going to take you seriously with gameplay like this. And this was from our playtest too. Now, any devs listening here are smiling because they understand my pain. But for the other 99% of you guys, you'll see this footage and you'll think, this is crap, Rob. This looks terrible. Clean up your animations already. Just make it better. Thanks. I hadn't noticed. But sure, we are making it better. It'll unfortunately take hiring an extra 7 employees and a couple $100,000 extra, maybe a year or so to refine it all, but hey, we are working on it. And in all seriousness, the feedback on our playtest was still promising. A lot of players understood what we were going for and gave us some great tips on how to improve things. Of course, a few of them deleted the game, saying that we'll fail miserably and this was all a waste of time, but I'm not giving up on them. You make something and then you make it better. You can test all you want, but there's one cardinal rule. You don't ever release until it's fully cooked. That first playtest taught us something I didn't want to admit. We had a cool idea, but it was built on the wrong foundation. Every fix created new problems. Every improvement broke something else. And the more that we tried to patch things, the more obvious it all became. We never really built a parkour system. We really just had a prototype that was fundamentally broken. And that's when I made the call that no one ever wants to make this far into development. Start over. Escape, polish hell, and fix the problem at its core. People may say it's extreme to start clean, but after you have a year of prototype ideas that are all duct taped together, it becomes pretty hard to implement true, clean, scalable systems. We know we need momentum, not stuttery or unexciting parkour, which means velocity. And that's something that we don't have in the old versions and cannot add easily. And we're going to need new animations for our squirrel movement. But all in all, the fundamentals have to be clean. And don't get me wrong, starting over is never easy, but that's the thing about learning from your mistakes. The next one is always a lot faster and a lot better. Iteration is the price of greatness, and I'm willing to foot that bill. That brings us to the biggest question of all. It's one that we need your help in deciding, and our team and fans are all torn on it. Parkour systems have 2 ways of being built. You can prioritize momentum, or you can prioritize player mastery. Here's what that means. On the one hand, you can build a system where red moves from ledge to ledge automatically, as if following a line. Momentum builds up as you go, and the system keeps her from accidentally falling off branches or wrong button presses. This lets more people experience flow state movement without being experts at gameplay. Now, on the other hand, you can have a system where players can fall off more easily, so the timing of your inputs and direction makes a larger difference. More risk, more reward. Then every scramble and vault and leap feels earned by the player from mastering the timing and the feel of movement in our game. Both work, both are valid, and both change the entire identity of our game. This is our fork in the road, because we can only build one and we need to decide now. So let us know what you think in the comments. We'll be reading all of them and following up on all of this with a new video on the new system later. If you want to know more about the world of Tales Edge, check out this next video on how we built a crazy, beautiful world with just a handful of devs. All are welcome to join us on Steam, Patreon, or Discord, and I'll see you all in the next one.